Greetings, my dudes. I just got back from Hololive EN4, Hololive Serendipity, the concert show in LA, and it was fucking amazing. It was awesome. And I just kind of want to go over really quick some of the stuff I did, my experiences, and some little stories, because I'm always sharing stories with people. So, by the time I upload this, it will be a little bit over a week since it happened because I'm tired and I have to edit this, and this is going to be like a low budget kind of video. I mean, as if there were any budget, right? But this is going to be just a quick and simple video. I actually recorded one of these already, but I got way too into it, and it was like 30 minutes long. So I'm going to try and keep this pretty fast, relatively. So, day one, I get there, and the only thing really I have planned is the show itself and this Korean barbecue meetup. Now, if you don't know, with Hololive, every time there's one of these events, they do these off-kai like meetups, like the fan bases will meet up somewhere. They might have something planned, like a restaurant or a show or a game or something like that. They're really fun. And you go there and you meet tons of people, everyone is super nice, and since you all have this thing in common, everyone's immediately friends. And you can just talk to anyone about like anything, and it's pretty awesome to meet all these people. So day one, I had the Korean barbecue meetup, which was a ton of fun. It was awesome. There were like 270 people in one restaurant, which is pretty insane to think about. Like, it was totally packed. Now, some of the tables had odd numbers of people, and of course every seat is sold. So when you get there, you kind of have to disperse a little bit and sit at a table with people you've never met before. Maybe some of those people were already groups of friends, and so they had their own table. Maybe they had a full table. Maybe they had one or two open spots that randoms had to sit in. And that's kind of what happened to me. So I got sat at this table. I don't think any of us knew each other, but there were 6 total spots at the table, and everyone was talking, and lo and behold, it's me, and 2 of the people at the table are kind of like internet famous people. One's like a well-known cosplayer, and another one is kind of big in the more technical side of Hololive. I guess we'll just say that. Like, he's in a lot of Discords and things. But anyways, they were cool people. I didn't know, and I kind of don't care. Not in a bad way, I just mean, you know, I'm treating everyone nicely. No one's getting special treatment. And I'm just there making everybody laugh. And it's kind of an icebreaker. It's kind of funny for me to do, but I'm always like breaking the ice by offering to buy everyone's beer. So every time I meet up at these things, I'm like, hey, first round of beers on me for my table, or shots, or a bottle, or whatever it is. And so I'm doing that. People are having a good time. It's great. And I'm talking about how I've got like this whole easygoing kind of attitude where I don't have anything planned. I'm just going with the flow. Life's an adventure. I'm making things up as I go. And that will kind of come into play later on. But it was good. I met a whole bunch of people. Oh, I met the guy who goes out and he puts like these Nobori flags up all the time. He's a cool dude too. Everyone is cool, right? You could say that, oh, these guys all look like weirdos and nerds and stuff. But the best thing about Hololive is that, like I said, everyone is friends and no one really is judging anyone. I only had one bad experience, but I'll get to that later. But everyone's like weird, and no one cares. You can be as weird as you want, and no one will judge you, really. So I did the Korean barbecue thing. After that ends, there's another meetup at this park nearby. And I didn't plan on it, just people at the barbecue were telling me about it. And they're like, yeah, bro, you should totally come. And this one, there were no like tickets or anything, just anyone could show up. And at this meetup, a lot of times the meetups are for like 1, maybe 2 fan bases. This one had a bunch, like probably the fan bases of 5 or 6 different girls there. And I kind of don't want to say which ones I was hanging out with because I don't want to like risk doxing anyone. And I did have one bad experience here, and I don't want this person or their friends to come attack me. But the whole point is to go there and meet new people, make friends, socialize. People give away free stuff all the time, like keychains, stickers, pictures, drawings, that sort of thing. Just anything that they wanted to share with the community. And since I'm like making everybody laugh, I'm helping people spread out some stuff. Like one guy, he gave me like a whole handful of little knickknacks and stuff that he wanted to help give out to everyone else. So I was like, I'm not doing anything, let me help you. I'm giving them out. You know, everyone's having a good time. And then there was like a group of people that were talking, and I kind of joined in on their conversation, or I tried to. And as soon as I did, I was getting like death stares. Like I was, you know, intruding on this public social event, right? Because normally, yeah, you would never just force yourself into a conversation. But the whole point of this meetup is to do exactly that, right? To meet all the people, the other fans. And I kind of suspect what it was happening was there was this girl in the group, and you know, she's got like her little simp squad or whatever, and I'm pretty sure she could not stand the idea that she wasn't the center of attention. And so, you know, I was being funny and all these things, and they were not having it. You know, attention had to be on her. So I didn't think much of it. I don't think we really want that kind of person in the community, right? Everyone's supposed to be friends. And this person was like, they had that mentality of, I'm too cool for any of this. I'm better than all these other nerds, which I'm not. Why would you even go to this event if that's what you're gonna be like? So whatever, I spoke to them for like a minute and I just left to go do my own thing. But overall, it was a great experience. And the cosplay girl from the Korean barbecue place also happened to be there. And she was telling me, hey, I heard you were looking for things to do or groups to meet up with and all that. Well, we actually have an open spot tomorrow for our event. And if you want, you can totally join in. And it was a paid thing because it's at like a restaurant. It was at Medieval Times. And I was like, yeah, dude, I'm totally down. I'm down for any of these things. So, you know, I gave her money to get the ticket. And I was super excited that actually kind of worked out. So the park happened. I was there for maybe, I don't know, 2 hours or something. And then it was time to get in line for the show. And the actual show was amazing. It was way cool. There's one particular moment that I was really into, but I'll save that for the end. I will say that Crony and Ina did Bad Apple. And at first, the first like 3 seconds, I almost couldn't believe it. I was stunned. I was like, wait, is that it? There's no way. And it was fucking Bad Apple, and that activated me like I was a fucking sleeper agent, you know? And that was just the coolest part of that one. I mean, the whole thing was cool, but that one kind of stuck out to me. So day 2 comes around, and first thing I got is the morning, the Medieval Times thing. And I show up a little, not really late, but everyone's already there before me, or most people are. I get in line, and I see the girl that invited me and a few other like famous cosplayers and stuff. And they're super cool. This was kind of funny because I was a little bit awkward. I was in line, they're ahead of me, and they're kind of like gesturing at me, you know, being in a funny way. But I didn't know if they were trying to get my attention or if it was somebody near me, and I don't want to be the loser that like waves and acts like I'm one of them when really they're waving at someone else. And so I kind of I didn't ignore them, but I, you know, a little bit. I was cautious. And I'm pretty sure they were trying to wave me down. But anyways, I end up joining them like a few minutes after that anyway. Although perhaps not as smoothly as I would have liked. But I still joined up with them. It was awesome. We're joking a little bit, just making small talk to make the line go by. And the staff there, they loved us. When a whole bunch of these Hololive fans, it was the Jailbirds, Narissa fan, and the Rosarians, Liz fans. So we had blue and red. And at Medieval Times, they have several nights, and they are like color-coded. And, you know, we were cheering and everything, doing all these chants. And at first, the staff had no idea what was going on. But almost immediately, because, you know, they've been doing this for who knows how long, they immediately kind of catch on and play along with it. And that was amazing too. That was awesome. So we get in, and purely by chance, I guess, I don't know, my spot was in the very front. I thought that was way cool. And we've all got like pen lights and all that. We're cheering the Knights on. Of course, like I said, I bought my table shots. First round of shots is always on me. And that kind of got everyone hyped up, and we're yelling and cheering. For a minute, I thought I was going to get in trouble because I was probably cheering a little too loud, but no, like I said, the staff loved us. So that was great, and I was so grateful for that whole thing. The price for the ticket was absolutely worth it for me. The memories alone that I made there with everyone was such an amazing opportunity, and I'm very grateful for the girl who invited me. She's cool. Okay, so then after that, now it's time for the day 2 show. So I get in line, I'm meeting people that I had met the last 2 days in the line. Coincidentally, some were kind of close by. I'm talking to more random people, making more friends, just laughing, because we're in line for like an hour. And so I'm kind of trying to entertain everyone, be funny, tell stories, all that. We get inside, and once you get seated, we still had like, I don't know, an hour, 2 hours in there before the show started. And again, coincidentally, and this is so cool, I met maybe like 4 or 5 dudes that I befriended in Japan when I was there for Hololive 6 Fest. And it was so cool to see these guys again. We're all hyped up. We didn't plan any of that or anything. We just coincidentally met up again. And I think my biggest regret is probably not taking a picture with all of them together, because that was, like, what are the odds, you know? That was such a cool moment for me. Then the show starts, and day 1, I think the last half of the show was better. Not that the first half was bad or anything, but I liked the last half of day 1. Day 2, first half was mind-blowing. It was awesome. That was probably my favorite part, the first half. Also, when Cece pulled out that violin, that was the coolest fucking violin. I don't know, it sounds dumb to say a violin at a concert. Whoa, what the heck? But it was super cool. Now, I can't fully remember every song was like what day it was or what order or anything, but I did have a blast. It was an awesome time. But by far, the best part of my trip was the night of day 1. I kind of mentioned this earlier in the video, but I was seated next to this girl who was probably like 13 or so. She's kind of on the younger side. Now, before I continue with the story, don't make it any weirder, okay? This is not like in a Jeffrey Epstein kind of way. This is like an honest, you know, wholesome kind of moment. But there's this young girl, and she's there with her dad. I'm assuming that's her dad. She didn't have any merch or anything, and because we had so much time before the show starts, I'm talking to everyone around me. I get to her, and I'm like, hey, did you get any merch? Did you get the pen light? Did you make any friends? And she says no. Oh, and she's also like very timid and shy. She wasn't talking to anyone until I spoke to her. And when I saw she didn't have a pen light, I had 2. I had one from 5th Fest, and I had the Serendipity pen light. So I gave her the Serendipity pen light, and I'm like, here, you can just use mine for the show, and at the end, you can just give it back. And almost immediately, her personality changes. Now, she's talking to me like nonstop. She's like so grateful and happy and giddy, and she's telling me about the songs she likes, how Gigi is her Oshi, and all these things. And we also saw another famous cosplayer who was coincidentally seated pretty close to us. And the girl recognized her, and she really wanted to take a picture, but she was too shy. So I kind of had to get the cosplayer's attention, and I told her, I was like, hey, that girl over there wants to take a picture with you, but she's too shy. Can you, go take a selfie with her real quick? And she doesn't care. She was like super cool too. She's an awesome girl. She's pretty famous. She's got like a small fan base, and she's very friendly. And she was already taking pictures with people, so it's not like an inconvenience. But I do that for the girl, and she's like even happier. She's like all giddy and everything, and that was kind of cute, right? So then, fast forward, end of day 1 live comes around, and she tries to give me the pen light back. And me, being the legend I am, I told her, just keep it. To me, this is just a $30 light, like I can buy another one later. And she starts doing this little crying thing, and then she like hugs me, and she's like so happy and overwhelmed with everything. And her dad kind of saw, and he's like, hey, thanks, they were expensive. And they're kind of expensive, and by that point, it was probably all sold out anyway, because Hololive merch sells out instantly, right? It's kind of hard to get into. I think having that moment, I made like a core memory for her. She was so happy and excited. I think that was the best part of the trip for me. Like I said, don't make it weird. Don't try and find out who these people are. I mean, most of them are famous, but the girl who's younger, obviously don't try and like dox her or whatever. I don't think you will, but there are some weirdos out on the internet. But seeing her overwhelmed with being so happy at this Hololive event that it became like a core memory for her, that was easily the best part of it. And you know, maybe some things like that only happened one time in a lifetime.